My name is Robert Stone. I'm the chair of the Underhill Select Board. I'm calling to order the Town of Underhill Special Town Meeting Informational Hearing. Today is the 5th of June. It's Wednesday. It is now 6 p.m. We are located at 12 Pleasant Valley Road in Underhill, Vermont. We are conducting this meeting in person and have remote access. Presently at this time, I see no one on the television, so we'll get right to it. The information before us is there's an Australian ballot question that will be voted upon on the 11th of June. Article 1 states, shall the town pursuant to 17 V.S.A. Section 2650, paragraph B, approve terms of 2 years for the 2 additional select board members, but with the persons initially elected to those positions at the June 11th, 2024 special town meeting, serving only until the next annual meeting, at which time the town will again elect 2 additional select board members to 2-year terms, but with one of the additional select board members, when first elected, serving for 1 year, and the other additional select board member, when the first elected, serving for 2 years, to stagger the 2-year terms. That's the question. Article 2 states, to elect 2 select board member positions, the 2 positions shall expire March 4th, 2025. The last item on the agenda for this evening's informational hearing is to adjourn approximately at 6:30 p.m. I've been handed a supplemental information to consider regarding Article 1 for this June 11th, 2024 special town meeting that will be an Australian ballot question, and the proposed term limits, which would affect the 2 additional select board positions. The first bullet point says, at the 2024 annual town meeting, the voters approved the expansion of the select board from 3 to 5 members. Second bullet point, in 2024, the terms were not specified, so by default, these 2 new positions currently are 1-year terms each. Third bullet point, since the voters created the positions, they may also consider the term options. Fourth bullet point, Article 1, on the June 11, 2024 special town meeting official warning is being proposed to ensure that there will not be more than 2 select board member seats up for a vote at any one time. At one time. The fifth bullet point, for Article 2, the voters will cast their ballot for no more than 2 of the 4 candidates whose terms will expire at the next annual town meeting in March of 2025. Number 6, if Article 1 passes on June 11th, it will establish the terms of the 2 new select board positions to be 2 years each. Article 7, or bullet point 7, says the existing 3-member select board terms will remain the same, 3 years each. Number 8 bullet point, currently, each of these 3 existing select board position terms expire each year. Number 9 bullet point, if Article 1 passes, establishing the terms for the additional 2 select board positions to be 2 years each by statute, there is a provision to create a stagger. Again, if Article 1 were to pass June 11th in March of 2025 at our annual town meeting, one of the 2 new positions will be for a 1-year term and the other will be for a 2-year term. This creates the stagger, and at the March 2026 annual meeting, there will only be 2 select board positions vacant. One will be for the 3-year term and the other will be for a 2-year term. The next bullet point states, from that time forward, March 2026, there will be 3 positions with terms of 3 years each and 2 positions with terms of 2 years each, and no more than 2 members would be up for election at any given time. The last bullet point states, if Article 1 does not pass, then the 2 new positions would default or stay at a 1-year term. This would result in 3 members, which will constitute the majority of the select board, to be up for election at every annual town meeting. That's what I have for everyone. There still is no one present in the virtual world. Is there any questions here tonight by anyone to answer any questions about what we will be voting on June 11th?
No, I'm wondering why all five of them be for 3 years.
Well,
I,
right, so, well, would you like to answer that, Bob?
go ahead. Go ahead, Brad.
So statute doesn't allow for that. So terms can either be 1 or 2 years. So the process, this, what Bob read there, 17 V.S.A. 2650B doesn't allow for that type of situation. So, well, so I wanted to also, I just wanted to make a clear, no, I wanted to make a clarification after listening to Bob read number 8, bullet point 8, which says currently each of the 3 existing select board positions terms expire each year. Well, that's not true. Only one of the 3. So I will correct that and repost. Only one of the 3 expire. So how the stagger got put in originally, I couldn't tell you back from the 19th century. But no, but originally, if you thought, how did, when the town was formed and 3 select board members were appointed, how did the stagger originally? That would be an interesting thing to find out. But anyway, the point being is the 3 will remain the same, 1 being up each year, then the 2 for 2 years, and with the built-in stagger. So no more. If you had it the other way, then 3 people could potentially be up for re-election at one time, and 3 constitutes a quorum. I'm not saying with your 3 scenario, with your 3-year scenario, but the law doesn't provide. The law doesn't provide that. So 1 is up. It's a little confusing the more you think about it, but 1 is up each year of the board we have now. We'll add the 2 new seats, but for the first year, 1 will only be for 1 year, another one for 2 years. That creates a stagger. Then going forward, only one of these people will be up, or their position will be up, and then one of the 2-year positions will be up. So
I believe it also gives some variety to the candidates. Some variety to the candidates, given the fact that I may want to run for the select board, but I don't want to commit to 3 years because I can't. But I could commit to 2 years, and that gives a sense of choice. And certainly for some people might want to do that. Now, when a candidate runs, that is going to be on the petition. You are either running for the 3-year term or the 2-year term. You can't, change horses after you collect your petition, say, now I'm going to run for the 3-year term. Because the petition will say specifically running for the office of select board for a term of 2 years or a term of 3 years. And the petition will say in March of 2025, 1 year, if this passes, and 2 years. And after that, they will all, say 2 years or 3 years.
could you join us here at the table so we could hear you could you join us at the table so we can hear you on the mic? We have a chair here. It's okay.
I was just saying that I should have driven around town and asked everyone to give me their questions for the meeting. But I think you've answered my question about the staggering. And I was going to tell you that I thought you should change each to 1.
Yes.
but it seemed to make more sense. But I don't think I have any other questions.
Well, with that being said, are we required to continue to hold the informational meeting until the clock strikes 6:30? If there's no one else present and there's no one else on the television, are we required to sit for 20 minutes and then conclude this informational hearing?
My judgment says yes. To give someone the fair opportunity and to meet our obligation to hold the informational hearing. So,
Well, we will be in recess until such time as someone comes forward and go from there.
and I apologize. I do the best I can to try and keep these things going. And as I said, this agenda was posted, well in advance of our last select board meeting. So not knowing what to expect, I
would intervene and say that's the nature of hearings.
yes.
And you have to give a space in time. And it gives people a space. I may want to attend ask a question, but I'm not able to be here right at 6 o'clock for a roll call. But I can see that the agenda that is published goes till 6:30. So I have some room to get there.
I think your mic was off, Dan Angelique. I'm sorry, but maybe say it again.
I will shorten that. Somebody who might want to come to the informational hearing but can't get there right when it starts, it needs to be a space in time when they can attend. So I believe that is the logic behind warning a specific space in time.
I would agree with that, Dan. I guess I'm looking at it maybe through a different lens to say that the informational hearing is here for people to obtain information, which we have provided. And if they have questions, they know what time this is to start. They certainly could send emails or correspondence to the board, or and they also have the opportunity to join us by a virtual means. So if I don't see anyone here wishing to participate here before us or in a virtual environment and we have not received any correspondence, it's difficult to wait for something that may happen. But I'm happy to wait until 6:30. We will be in recess until someone comes forward, either virtually or here in person. If no one comes forward, we'll come out of recess and I will move that we adjourn. So we are in recess.
Thank you. You're all set, Bob. Here.
It is now 6:30. It's still June 5th, Wednesday. It's 6:30 p.m. Well, we're going to come back on the record. We're coming out of being in recess. No one has come to the town hall and no one has joined us virtually. So I believe that moving to adjourn from this informational hearing would be in order. So I will move that we adjourn.
Second.
I don't think we have to ask for discussion. I think we just move it. So all those in favor of adjournment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. We are now adjourned. It is still 6:30. Thank you.